Alright, so if you're looking at the title, you know what this video is about. It's my most disappointing figures from 2021. Now I'm looking at my list, scrolling up and down, looking at my list to see which ones I reviewed that I find disappointing. And there are a few of them. There's SHF, Nick Fury. That one was bad. The head sculpt is just really ugly. For some reason, I'm not sure why, SHF Figure Arts, they could produce some of the most amazing looking figures, and they could also miss the mark quite well too. Like the 89 Batman, that one missed the mark tremendously. And this year I think the Nick Fury was also really bad. And then I also came upon Jazzwares. Quite a few figures from this year was disappointing to me. I didn't want to bring them all out. Palmer was bad. That was like the instant buyer's remorse. The second I opened that box, just the lack of paint on Palmer armor, and they added that silver weathering on top of that kind of whitish creamy color, so you can't see that silver weathering at all. And I mean, actually I'm glad you couldn't really see that weathering because it was poorly applied. And that figure was so gummy, it's just flopping all over because they switched to some sort of a softer type of plastic. It's all of a mixture of plastic they created or they used, and it just turned out really bad. And it's just so gummy because she's a female character, so her limbs are a little skinnier. And also the 3.75 inch from this year, from this wave, this most recent wave, I think it's wave 4 as well. Those were pretty bad. It felt like the plastic. Yeah, they definitely did a different mixture of plastic in there. It's felt a lot cheaper this year compared to wave 1, wave 2, or even wave 3. Those were really good. I mean, it has gotten worse and worse since wave 1. I think 2 was good, but it gotten worse and worse. And the only one I really want to talk about is this Master Chief from wave 4. This is supposed to be Halo 2 Master Chief, and the figure itself, it's okay, not the worst. I mean, visor is nice. I like that they made a chrome finish with the visor, and the joints on it. It's, yeah, the elbows are soft, and then the knees are also soft. You can see how it's wobbly. It makes it feel really cheap. The figure feel really cheap, and but the worst part of it are these knees. These knees right here, and when you bend his knee, you can see this piece right here just sticking out like nobody's business. So yeah, it's really bad. I don't know why they changed it, because before they had other figures where they carved this section in a little bit. They carved this section in a little bit to hide this joint a little bit better, but this time around they didn't do any of that. Instead, they just decided to put it right over here, right on top, where nothing is hidden with this joint. So when you bend his knee, you can see there's a huge piece of plastic that's sticking out, like right in the middle. So it's not pleasing to look at, and it completely breaks the proportion of this figure. It's just horrible looking. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed this one, because I would imagine if you actually look at this figure when you're in the production, or right before it went to production, you would have, or even right after the design, you would have noticed that, hey, these knee joints, they look horrendous. Why don't we do something with it? And they didn't even have to re-engineer this at all, because previous versions, like I said before, they carved this section out, so this portion is was set in there a little bit, and same with the thigh was set in there a little bit, so when you bend his knee, it doesn't look like this. So I don't know why they changed it, and it didn't look nice at all. It looks, yeah, terrible. And legs are pretty skinny. I guess that's how he looks in Halo 2 maybe. But yeah, not the best. It's terrible. But it is a character that a lot of people want for their collection. It is a Master Chief from Halo 2, which is a very iconic game. It's one of the chief that a lot of people want in their collection, and I think they botched this one really, really badly. And there's also going to be a new one coming out, the 2-pack with Halo Infinite, with the Halo 1 Master Chief. I'm not sure how they're going to do the knees. Hopefully they'll fix that issue, and hopefully they'll use some sort of a harder type of plastic instead of what they're giving us now. But chances are they're going to stick with this plastic, and chances are those knees going to be just as bad. Not sure, but hopefully that won't happen. And yeah, now it's just like wave 1 had its issues. With the loose joints and all that stuff, so they kind of fixed it in wave 2, and then wave 3 it went with the softer joints, which I didn't like, and then wave 4 now it's just really gummy and everything just cheap, and hopefully wave 5 they would up their game a little bit, back to wave 2, where they had it at their best, I guess. But I'm not holding my breath for that, and yeah, I just want to finish Noble Team and be done with it. So there you go. There's my what is this again? This video is my worst figures of 2021. So thanks for watching.